Hello, dear Sagittarius. Welcome back. This is A from High Five Shy Vibes Tarot. This is your November 2022 Sun, Moon, Rising sign and Venus love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Perhaps next month's message is the one for you. But I've always believed in synchronicity, so there must be something in here that you need to hear today. Speaking of, there's something in here that you need to hear today. The continuation of this reading is in the link in the description box below. One more oracle card for you. And you could scroll down towards the end of the page and you could see there a deck faced upside down. You could make your own 3-card spread there, a pink deck. And I suggest that you set an intention before you shuffle so that you wouldn't find yourself reshuffling it just so you could get the answers that you need. You could do it as may this reading help me in attaining my highest good, or you could ask the card some questions. If you are still unsure about or still confused and you need an interpretation, you can send me an email at tarot@high5shyvibes.com with a screenshot of your reading so I could make a free interpretation for you, a free basic interpretation for you. Okay, in the past here, we're doing it differently this time around. We're doing it past, present, and future, and we will make clarifications using the other deck. The decks used in this reading, ooh, nice. Decks used in this reading is also in the link in the description box below. Okay, let's begin. I strongly feel that in the past, the energy I'm getting from you with these 3 cards here, past, present, and future. The future here is very positive, abundance, opulence, luxury. Everything will work in your favor. But right now, I strongly feel that you have a very strong energy of frustration, of not getting what you want. Everything just feels like an uphill battle. You would communicate or assert your truth, but it comes back as if you are to blame or there's something wrong with you. Or perhaps your person is not talking to you, your person giving you a cold shoulder. You're expressing, you're saying sorry, you are you're asking them what they want, but they're giving you a cold shoulder. They're not telling you what they really want. Perhaps you're trying your best to communicate the best way you know how, but your person seems to be very elusive, very evasive, or very cold, and it brings you, it comes back to you as if it's all your fault. It could be all your fault, sure, but it affects you in a way that brings your emotions out of whack. It loses you're out of at wit's end, or perhaps you are losing your mind about how your person behaves towards you. Let us get more clarifications from this deck. This speaks in the past. There seems to be a delay. Perhaps what your person hated about the situation is that perhaps you promised them something in the past. You promised them that you would give them this, or perhaps they gave you an ultimatum, but you weren't able to fulfill your promise, and you are very regretful about that. But it kind of feels like your person has given you multiple chances already and you're not living up to that. But instead of you're trying your best, it's just that your best is always not good enough for your person. It could be also very repetitive. I mean, it's a pattern. I mean, you would promise them something, you would not live up to it. You would tell them that you would do this, but you're not totally doing it. But instead of you trying to try your best or to be better, the reaction towards you influences your actions, or the way you look at yourself. It's kind of depleting your confidence. The way they behave towards you influences how you see yourself also. Perhaps you are also frustrated about yourself, you can't forgive yourself, and it affects your performance. It affects your performance and your emotions. You're having a hard time to regulate. You're starting to be reactive. You're losing patience. You're not really good at communication, and so your person is more annoyed than ever because of that. I apologize for the background noise. The dogs in the neighborhood are in chorus again. See, double Queen of Cups reversed. This is this one. Your emotions are out of whack. You're not coming from that nurturing space. I mean, I have mentioned a while ago that you're having a hard time to perform. And you're having a hard time perhaps to be an empathetic, a listener, a nurturing partner, because your person, instead of supporting you, they are pinning you to the ground, or perhaps they're expecting a lot from you. But I wouldn't, if I were your friend, I wouldn't blame them for that. Perhaps, especially if they have given you multiple chances already, but perhaps you are not on the same page, or perhaps you have different values in life to begin with, and or perhaps you are not really compatible. That could be the case. Oops, let me just get that. Struggling to live a life well lived, struggling to enjoy. Perhaps you have promised a house for your person. Perhaps you have promised them a car. Perhaps you have promised them that you would relocate into a bigger house, but you haven't done so. There's roadblocks. Everything seems to be an uphill battle. There are delays. It's not yet happening at this moment. And it frustrates your person, but it also frustrates you, because you don't feel the support, or perhaps it frustrates you because they are blaming you for it, or perhaps it frustrates you because you are really just impatient, period. What else for this uphill battle here? Okay. Not wanting to decide, treachery, you're hiding something. Hiding something, lied about something, juggling something. Perhaps you are doing, you have a lot of things on your plate right now, more than what you can chew. You're putting in a lot in your plate, more than what you can chew, and this is very, this contributes a lot to the delays, or to the impatience, the frustration, the burnt out feeling. Lots of swords. You're very much up in your head, very analytical, or perhaps you are in the space of, if in your head space more than your heart space. It seems like you're very analytical. You address the situation not from a listening perspective. You don't want to hear about the side of your person, but you keep on telling them. You're coming from your head space. You express your love through your head, which sounds problematic to me. That's why your emotions can't keep up, because you use your head in love, in expressing love. Less empathetic. I mean, you're coming from a space of perhaps, if not self-righteousness, self-absorbed or selfish intention. I mean, they are blaming themselves for giving you a second chance, but instead of you trying to support them, I mean, you are feeling like you are the victim here, feeling victimized, feeling like everybody is against you. But really, you're very much up in your head, dear Sagittarius. Your cards are saying that instead of you slowing down, engaging in a heartfelt conversation, being empathetic about your person's needs, seeing it from their perspective. You are over analytical, overthinking, or saying things that may be hurtful to your person. Just rushing through without a solid plan, not thinking about the consequences of your decision, or perhaps you're not really making a decision. For Queen of Cups, please, what is happening here? Not listening to your friends, perhaps staying all for the wrong reasons. It has been burdensome for you, but instead of you walking away from it, you choose to stay. You choose to stay and be resentful about the situation and not doing anything. You could see here the Six of Swords, agony, death, leaving a hurtful situation behind. But instead of you recognizing that everything, that you need to let go of something in this connection, you stay and you blame. There is a incessant blame between the two of you. Blame doesn't end, it seems like. And you need to rest, because the Queen of Cups here, it's you. An energy of supposed to be a nurturing, a feminine energy could be you. Feminine energy is not very much connected with the truest feminine energy of receptivity, of nurturing, of care and compassion. You're not coming from a compassionate space, but more of an analytical space. I mean, you solve the situation, just how you solve a roadblock, a scenario, a case in your office, but not a case as if it's a relationship that needs to be nurtured, that needs to be heard, that needs to be given a safe space. You're supposed to be the safe space of your person, or you're supposed to be the safe space of each other, but it seems like you're not giving each other that kind of safe space. And so your person has this ace. The ace is in their hands because you promised them, you gave you're not living up to your word, you're not living up to your promise. But the Nine of Cups here is very, very positive. You would recuperate. The challenge for you is to be this receptive, to come from your heart space instead of your head space. Making that choice. Could also be leaving the situation behind. Understanding how you could meet halfway. Few more cards, please, for Nine of Coins. Okay, starting anew, taking a leap of faith. Laying the burden down. Okay, in what ways can you lay the burden down? Can you release what no longer serves you? If you are feeling victimized, perhaps it's time to let it go. If you would want to solve this situation out of your analytical headspace, perhaps it's time for you to let that go and to channel this receptive, nurturing space. What can you do? It's time for you to take that leap of faith. It's time for you to start anew. It's time for you to trust the magic of new beginnings. It could also mean that the person here, this one, he was able to build a watermelon. He's a farmer who was able to build a watermelon field after he was banished from the kingdom. I mean, he didn't take it personally. He didn't feel like he was a victim. And so abundance came after him accepting the reality of the situation. Perhaps it's time to leave If you don't resonate with that, perhaps it's just time for you to release or to lay a burden down. Make that choice. If you feel that the situation is getting too rocky to a point that you are very toxic to each other, then it's time to walk away. That could be the sign for you. And another one, trust the magic of new beginnings. It's time to make something new out of nothing, and don't fear it, because the universe has your back. And it's time to walk away from the situation that keeps on haunting you. Making that choice and saying yes to yourself, perhaps. This is kind of similar to a Capricorn reading in a sense that, or Aquarius. It's time to say yes to yourself. Let us get what the universe wants you to know. I strongly feel that there is a positive, there's always a positive card at the future spread here. There is something new coming into your life, a new opportunity, and it is coincidental to you choosing to walk away or laying the burden down. Walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. See, this is a liberty, freeing yourself from a situation. Liberty here is her giving a piece of herself and sharing a piece of herself to her friend, the dove here, with whom she would who she would free. She's about to release herself from the dove, or be to cut ties from the dove, but she wouldn't leave the dove alone. She would still give a piece of herself so that the dove could find its way through. So perhaps if you resonate with that, leaving a situation behind, laying all the burden down, you really don't have to make it so drastic. You don't have to ghost your person. You don't have to call it quits immediately. Perhaps you could do it step by step, or to engage first in that heartfelt conversation, and perhaps, who knows, it's a mutual decision for you to leave the situation behind. I'm not saying that it's a relationship that you have to end. Perhaps it's just a roadblock that you are currently facing, a very heavy roadblock that you are encountering. You may as I've mentioned, you may have promised something. If you really cannot fulfill it, perhaps it's about time for you to be true to yourself. You just say no, set healthy boundaries. You don't have to lie just to prove your love to a person. And perhaps you are also invited to come into a heart space, to be this compassionate person here who would give a part of themselves to ease their partner's worry. So it's time for you to release something. It's not actually, it could mean not releasing the relationship, but also releasing anything, any energetic blocks around you and your person, any grudge that you are holding against your person. Okay, I guess I would have to leave it at that. Thank you for being here, dear Sagittarius, and I hope to see you next time. Continuation of this reading is in the link in the description box below. I hope to see you next time, and thank you. Bye bye.